Hello and welcome everyone again to the Boundary Line. This is the second podcast on our channel. Today we have lots of cricketing stuff to discuss. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. So yes, we witnessed a very nail-biting finish today at Chennai. This was like the third T20 I played in Chennai, and even the third time the match went into the last over. It is something with Chennai, and but these things would happen. I feel in T20 cricket because of the format is such that things do get close at sometimes because of some wrong decisions and some below par batting by the batting lineup today. So to discuss the match summary, India won the toss, and as we did not expect them, they fielded first, and then England were not looking great in the batting department, but there were some blows by Bryden Cars and Jamie Smith, who helped them to get into a respectable total, I would say, 165 for 9 in 20 overs. Josh Butler was their standout performer as always. He scored a 45 of a quick 30 balls. Akshar Patel picked up 2 wickets of his quota of 4 overs. Everyone contributed, I guess. Varun Chakravarti picked 2 wickets. Arshdeep started off with Phil Salt's wicket, and also 1 wicket was taken by Washington Sundar, and also there was a very silly run out of Bryden Cars. If we get that run out of the question, Bryden Cars was looking great to get like 20, 30 more runs, and if come that 20, 30 more runs, India would have been in trouble while chasing that. So yeah, that was a very crucial run out at that point. India were chasing, started off well with 3 boundaries from Abhishek Sharma in the first over. Jofra Archer, I think this was the match where Jofra Archer was off color. This was the first time he was smacked for 60 runs of his quota of 4 overs. This was the most number of runs he gave away in any T20 game he's played. And then obviously India were facing some really good test or hard length bowling by England fast bowlers. Was struggling to those deliveries, and we were in a spot of bother. But then Tilak Varma, the youngster from Mumbai Indians, held on his nerves and got us through the line with some helpful performances by Ravi Bishnoi as well. There was some really brilliant bowling by the addition which England made this in this match by in the name of Bryden Cass. He picked up 3 wickets for 29 of his quota of 4 overs. Really sorry for that typing mistake. It should be Bryden Cass and not Akshar Patel there. So yeah, India went on to win the match by 2 wickets in the 20th over, and Tilak Varma was the man of the match. So I'll start off with you guys. Jinansh, what did you feel about today's match? Was it one of a kind? Those matches where T20 cricket comes in and the drama kicks in, or do you think that England is definitely getting better at what they're doing?
It was certainly like England didn't bat really well in the first innings. They could have scored around 180, 185 runs in this kind of a wicket if they would have not thrown their wickets away easily. Everyone, like right from Josh Butler as well, he threw away his wicket. Harry Brook, he got a good delivery, like the ball was coming in through Varun Chakravarti and he was
But we can
bowled.
say that there was no smoke today, so he could have
Yeah,
sighted the
so
ball well today.
I mean, yes, I mean he did hit a six, so he did play well though. But I mean, sorry, he didn't play well, but he did hit a six, so he was able to see the ball quite easily. But apart from that, like our Indian bowling lineup did a good job restricting them to 165. It was an easy target. I don't know why did our batters took it to the last over of the match. It could have been well over by the 17th or the 18th over if we would have not thrown our wickets as well. So even we did the same thing with Surya Kumar Yadav, Sanju Samson, and I'm not sure why, but he's not able to hit. I mean, he's not able to face pace. I feel like he did it in South Africa too. That
Yeah,
was there,
he
but
did play well with space against pace in the last match. He was looking really good at the start.
yeah, but
But yeah,
that
today
again, that
was one of those days.
I don't know why. Like he was not that influential. I mean, it's really too early to say whether he's able to face pace or not. Like I might be wrong as well. Like you
Yeah.
never know. Like next match he hits 100, but the kind of bowling, like even England, they were pretty much sticking to the plans, bowling to the stumps continuously. One letdown from England's point of view was Jofra Archer, surprisingly. Like he bowled pretty well in the last match, but this match conceding 60 odd runs and just picking up 1 wicket. I mean, that was the turnaround movement. I mean, that was one of the turnarounds in the game. Like there were phases in the game where England were winning and then India coming back and then again going towards England's favor. Even a drop catch of Washington Sundar by Adil Rashid. Yes, I mean India were a bit lucky as well. I mean with a few drop catches, run out of Bryden Cars. And Bryden Cars, I mean, he really looked in good touch, picking 3 wickets on your first match
Yeah.
against India in T20s. So he
and
looked in
and
pretty good
not to
touch,
forget
even in
those.
batting as well.
Yes,
Sorry?
yes. Not to forget those crucial 31 runs that he
Yes,
scored.
that's what. Yeah, his
Mm.
batting as well was pretty much up to the mark. Hardik Pandya, I would have wanted to see like having that adaptability, situation awareness like he did used to have. I mean, he did have last year in the World Cup as well everywhere. But I would want the other players also to have that situational awareness on when to hit the ball, when to, I mean, what Tilak Varma did. Like, probably he's the best number 3 batter in T20s for India.
Yeah.
I mean, if I consider all the years, I find Tilak Varma actually like with a brilliant strike rate as well, having that temperament, like when to accelerate, when the wickets are falling on the other hand, so when the wickets are falling on the other hand, uh, tackling those spinners. So even yeah, even in England's case, like there were a lot of tactical errors. Like there was no use of giving Jofra Archer another over. You should have stick with 3 overs to him. You should have given Liam Livingstone more and at least an over more because the spinning, I mean the conditions for spinners had become a bit better and India were actually struggling against Liam Livingstone. So they should, I mean, he should have given one more over to Liam Livingston instead of giving I mean, instead of giving that I mean, the fourth over to Jafra.
Weber, what do you take out of this match?
So I think finally the English side can say the smog is cleared. Still,
Yes.
probably they lost because there were lots of mosquitoes on the field. So, yeah, first of all, it was unexpected to see somebody opt to field first in Chennai. I think that's where match actually changed. If India would have played first, I'm sure that 190 or so would have been the target for England, and England wouldn't have even hit as much as what India tried. They wouldn't have even tried as much. Um Once again, the English side looks extremely dependent on Joss Butler. If not for Butler, the team would collapse. Fortunately, today they had Jamie Smith and Bryden Cars. Both of them played good knocks that actually put up some score on the board. Uh, as far as the bowling goes from the Indian side, it was a good bowling side. Uh, I preferred that Hardik Pandya got a few more overs. You know, he's just bowled 2 overs and he's just given away six runs. So he was pretty economical as well. So probably Hardik could have bowled another over instead of giving Arshdeep his full quota. But anyways, we got a target of 165, and India did start off, with a few losses. So like we lost Sanju Samson and Abhishek Sharma within a few overs, but Tilak Varma stood, I believe, for 17 overs throughout the 17.3. He came in at 1.3, so 17.3 overs, and he played a very, respectable uh, way of playing cricket. He took up the responsibility to take the team across. Something which I feel is a matter of concern is the Indian middle order. Is there somebody who can take up the finisher role? At one point, we believed Hardik Pandya would do it, but Hardik Pandya couldn't do it in this game. Will that be a concern in the future? Is something we'll have to think about. Uh, but nevertheless, we had players to play all the way, to number 7, number 8 as well. So I believe that even if Washington Sundar would have continued and not lost his wicket, it would have been a much more easier victory. But as Chennai and the ground, and the audience are demanding, just like watching a CSK match. That's what I felt like, because they always take it into the deep, last over, last ball. Yeah, so that's the similar feeling which I got watching this match.
Yep.
Probably it's just the location. Um, yeah, hopefully Harry Brook doesn't come up and say give any other excuses after the post match
Yep.
or tomorrow. But yeah,
Hopefully,
not bad.
we can
Not,
only hope about that.
not bad, but could have been much better.
Yep. So yeah, it would have been. I personally feel it would have been much more of an interesting, or you say one-sided match if India would have batted first, because this pitch really looked well, and I don't think England utilized it as to the full core, and just scoring 165 runs on this pitch was below par. Yes, India got in a spot of bother, but that was because of some really careless play and some really decent bowling line by the English bowlers. But yeah, I guess come the third match, India would have some changes because Nitish Kumar Reddy has been ruled out of the series because of a side sprain, and Rinku Singh missed out today, and they are saying that he might play after 1 or 2 games, and his injury is not as bad as Nitish's injury, so he's not ruled out of the tournament. But obviously, team has named replacements in the name of Shivam Dube and Ramandeep. Ramandeep is already with the team. He was in the camp today, and Dube will be joining the team after Ranji commitments, because today was was the last day of Mumbai versus JNK. So we will talk about that because the Ranji and its
One thing,
outcomes.
sorry, one thing I
Go
just
on.
want to add about Tilak Varma, like looking at Tilak Varma's form,
Yep.
like I'm pretty sure, and looking at the star-studded Mumbai Indians batting lineup, like probably Tilak Varma is going to roll over the CSK bowlers in Chepauk come this IPL. Like I'm pretty sure. Like the way he batted at Chepauk, like CSK might have players like Pathirana and all, but Tilak Varma is going to be the difference.
Yeah,
Because-
but
Yeah,
let's
but
see.
then we've
Let's
also
see.
got
Yeah, we don't have
CSK
a Josh
also
Butler
got
captaining them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
like you
They
know,
don't have
Ruturaj,
those
yeah,
bowlers.
okay.
They don't have no. They don't have an unmotivated team.
Yeah.
That's on holiday, and they've got players like Ravi Ashwin who can come in and become a good advisor and motivator to the team, especially given the way Ravichandran Ashwin has been captaining his TNPL teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think such a thing might be possible in Chennai this year.
Yeah, but you make a good point.
Hopefully,
The El Clasico will be a very good
Yeah.
match to watch out for this time. But yeah, the next talking point we have for this podcast is the Ranji and its outcomes, as it was there was a 10-point diktat that all the players to be available for selection for the white ball and red ball should be playing the Ranji and the domestic leagues. So it did happen. The big names like Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, uh, Rishabh Pant and Virat Kohli have made themselves available for the Ranji games. Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, and Pant did even play in the Ranji format this week. Virat Kohli is supposed to play against Railways on 30th in the match which is starting on the 30th of Jan in Arun Jaitley Stadium in Delhi. So we'll see how it goes. But to discuss about Rohit Sharma, Rishabh Pant, and Shubman Gill, the most important talking point was Rohit Sharma, and is he done from red ball cricket because of his dismal scores of 3 and 28? He did look really nice in the innings of 28 yesterday versus Jammu and Kashmir, but still he did not hang on to that and got out on a cheap score, as we can say. Yes, we had a brief discussion about this in the previous videos, but what do you think? Does it stamp that Rohit Sharma is done from the red ball format, or still he should be given a rope in England? I don't personally feel so. I think he's a done deal. If we talk about Shubman Gill, he has as always, shown some promise on the Indian pitches, as he did today with the match against Karnataka. He scored a 102 in 171 balls in the second innings. That was the only bright side for the Punjab batting order, as to say. But yep, what do you think about Rohit Sharma, Vaibhav?
I think every player has a certain form for a few years and then they go out of form. I feel that's what's happening with Rohit Sharma.
Yep,
Um, but another thing which takes a toll on players always is the pressure that they get from the management side, because the management isn't actively playing and managing, their physical fitness, mental fitness, and all of that. So there's pressure not only as a player to perform but also to put yourself out there as a celebrity,
yep,
which is what the Indian audience have been doing. So I feel that that is also adding to the pressure that they've already got going on in their mind, which could be impacting them. And given that they've been selected for really prestigious tournaments like Champions Trophy, and they've been put at the helm of the Indian cricket team. Uh, so all of these is what could be affecting Rohit Sharma himself. But I hope that he comes out of it, um, which I believe is the reason for his poor form. And not just that, over the last few years there's been a lot of change. There's been mix and match in the Indian side as well, so that could also be affecting him. Overall, I feel that there is still potential in him, unlike what I think about Virat, because like Rohit Sharma didn't get out the same way Virat got out in every match. So I believe Rohit Sharma can still play, but there are questions on Virat. As for Shubman Gill, I say that for now, since he's okay, we could still play him at probably number three, number four, or like how he opens in ODI, could still go for him. And as for Pant, I still keep him in the middle order. But all of them have been in poor form. What I believe is it's never that the whole team is in bad form. It's probably the mental pressure that's been going on around them, which is causing this. Because just imagine 4 or 5 important players in the team, all of them stop performing well. It's not their skill. It's
yep,
something to do with what's happening around them,
yep,
and not just them. I think Jaiswal has also not done pretty well. Shreyas Iyer's form has also gone down.
yep.
So it's just pressure. That's what I feel,
Mm,
and that's what is making them, bad at what they're doing.
yep. So I'll reframe those two questions for you, Jinansh, before you go about answering them. First is, we are talking about Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli as the current stars of Indian cricket and how they have been given a longer rope. So, are we making potential stars again by giving a longer ropes to the non-performing Rishabh Pant and Shubman Gill in Sena countries as per se? And the other question is, Vaibhav just mentioned that it is some mental pressure going on. Are we assuming that that pressure will still stay on and it will affect their white ball campaign in Champions Trophy?
See, uh, firstly, I'll just answer the first part, like about the stars thing. See, the stars thing, whenever you play all formats, you excel in all formats. At least these two have retired from the T20 side. But until last year, when they were playing all formats, they were excelling in all formats. And then that star, it's basically the media and everything which promote the star culture and around, I mean, around these players. So that stars and their PR fan clubs as well, which they have on Twitter or Instagram and everything. They are the ones who are doing the star culture and everything. But having said that, whether Rohit Sharma merits a place or Virat Kohli merits a place in for the England series by looking at these Ranji matches. Like tomorrow, Kohli will score. I mean, on the 30th, if he's playing, like again, there are reports that he's on the probable squad, like on the team list. It's not like he's going to play or not because today on I mean, there were certain practice sessions which he had with Sanjay Bangar. He was practicing with the white ball, so I'm not sure whether he'll be playing Ranji or he's not playing Ranji. I'm really not sure because the time, I mean, we do have like 30, 31st. first and second. On the second, the match gets over. Like it's a 4 day match. So I'm not sure whether, and you have got on the sixth, you have got your ODI series against England starting. So I'm really not sure whether they'll be playing. I mean, whether he'll be playing the against Railways. But assuming he plays, I mean, Railways, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know whether they are really a good team. Like looking at the record, like even if he scores 200, are you going to merit his place in England by looking at this thing which is happening 6 months before the England series? That's something which we need to talk about. The domestic matches which they had to play, the Dulip Trophy and everything, they didn't play that, and now they are playing the Ranji match as a match, like something like of a tokenism, like just for token. They are just playing this Ranji game, or just following the 10 point diktat and everything. So looking at the current form of Rohit Sharma, I mean, being his age being not on his side, uh, I wouldn't see him in the England squad. But again, it's Indian cricket where we mix a lot of formats. If he's going to have a good IPL or a Champions Trophy season, and he has played Ranji as well, like he has followed the 10 point diktat. He's scoring runs also in white ball. You, I mean, he probably might even you might even see him in in England for the last time, but that would probably be his last test series as I mean, I don't know whether he'll be captaining, but as a player, it will be his last test series in England. So the mental thing will be there because you have got a person like a coach, like a Gautam Gambhir, who in terms of man management, he's not that great. Like he doesn't communicate well. We saw through the leaks happening and the kind of reports coming out wherein he wants, I mean, whatever is going on the field also should be happening according to him. We could see even in the last T20 match against England where Gautam Gambhir had signaled Surya Kumar Yadav to continue. I mean, don't give Hardik the
Yeah,
ball, like continue with a spinner. I mean, with the spinner itself.
yeah.
So where there's a person like Gautam Gambhir or a coach like Gautam Gambhir where he wants everything to be done according to him, and you don't have much conviction on your captain who has already won you a World Cup, who has won you
Sorry to
IPL
stop you there, but
titles.
I 100% agree with you on that point. But we have seen someone like an Ashish Nehra, who has been a similar kind of a coach for Gujarat Titans.
Yeah,
He's been on the wings on the boundary line and always guiding the captain what to do and what not to do as per him. But he has seen a lot of success in that. Is that just the format which franchise cricket does
yeah.
have
It's
that kind
mainly.
of
I
a
mean, see,
coach?
in IPL these things will work. Like in IPL, these things will work. It's a 1 month long tournament which you're playing. So in these things in IPL will work, but in an international format, in a longer format like a 50 over or a Test cricket, you don't have that much time to control things in your hand. Games can move out of your hand if you don't act quickly. We saw in the Test match as well. We were not able to bowl out the tail enders. The match went on, like even Lion was still standing over there. The Pat Cummins also hit 49. Everyone, Lion also hit 41 or something.
Yeah.
So we allowed the tail enders, we allowed the match to go out of the situation. So you can't control from the dressing room the whole match and then don't show that conviction. And I don't know, like the bond which Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid had, or with the bond which Virat Kohli and Ravi Shastri had. I don't see that same bond coming with, I mean, between, I don't see the same bond happening between, a Rohit Sharma and a Gautam Gambhir. So
True.
that pretty much affects, like in Rahul Dravid, right? Rahul Dravid used to have full conviction on Rohit Sharma's plans. To be honest, the T20 World Cup also, I don't think it was Rahul Dravid's plans which were actually going forward. It was in and all, it was Rohit Sharma's plans only taking up three spinners to West Indies and New York because of the dry pitches and everything. I think it was all Rohit Sharma's batting. Like similar in today's match, like we'll say that India have won by 2 wickets, but it was the subpar batting which actually resulted in the match to get until the last over. In fact, it would have been over by 17 overs itself, within 17 overs itself, because our batting lineup was so strong.
Yeah.
You won a series in South Africa before,
Yeah.
and the kind of template you have, like you have to go and hit, the kind of intent you show. So with this kind of batting lineup, we expected them to finish off at 17, 18 overs. That's what I'm trying to say, that you cannot control from a dressing room. You have to have conviction in your captain. Once you have conviction and confidence in your captain, the trust, winning, and everything will keep happening.
You really answered that really well. Weber, you want to say something?
Yes. So you mentioned Ashish Nehra, trying to get things done from staying outside the field. The fact is, Ashish Nehra is captaining an IPL team, not an international team.
Yeah,
He's not
that's
representing the nation. That's one thing.
yeah.
Second thing is he's playing with a captain like Shubman Gill, who's being introduced to it for the first time or hasn't had the experience of captaining a team which has so much media coverage and all of that. So in that case, it's fine. But a person like Gambhir trying to educate or trying to put down a person like Rohit Sharma and trying to teach him how things are done would, intentionally or unintentionally affect his ego. And
True.
that's not what a coach is supposed to be doing. He's
Yeah.
supposed to guide and mentor a team, not educate players on how they, play or how they captain.
Yeah.
That's another major factor that's affecting.
So, as we are coming on to the last 5 minutes of this podcast, I would put this last question to both of you. We assume that Virat Kohli would score big with Railways, but keeping this 10-point diktat in mind, what if Virat Kohli gets out fishing outside the off stump again cheaply? What will be his future in Test cricket? Not considering he's a Virat Kohli, just a normal player. What are your thoughts, Vaibhav?
I'd say if he's going to repeat the same thing, you might as well replace him with so many other, long list of players that are eager to fill number 3 or number 4 slots.
Yeah.
There's a plethora of players. We've got enough players to fill a slot. That's not the question anymore. So if he can't play and if he's going to keep doing the same thing, repeatedly, then there's nothing much that the team can do or anybody else who has power can do. So
Yeah.
it's time that he makes a decision. Railways has been an easy team to score against, not just now. Since Dhoni's days, it's been an easy team to score against.
True.
So if he cannot perform against that, then it's time for him to hang his boots.
True. Yeah. Jinaj?
Firstly, like the the Indian cricket setup itself is so messy that you have kept a lot of players on the back end of your team, but you have not given them enough opportunities to perform. So
True.
even if you drop a Rohit Sharma or a Virat Kohli, if Virat Kohli doesn't perform against Railways, Rohit Sharma has not performed against JNK, whom are you going to replace that with? Whom are you going to replace them with? Has Abhimanyu Easwaran played this rounds of Ranji game? No, he has not. Sarfaraz Khan, he's also injured. He has not. They have not had enough game time in Australia.
Yeah.
They are probably they won't be playing the Ranji before. I mean, there is no Ranji match also before the England series now.
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's no. There are only three those league matches which you have against England Lions, India A and England Lions. Now in that also, how many of these players are going to turn up to play that as well, to practice or do something? So there is a lot of questions which need to be asked as well. Like whom are you going to replace them with? Because none of them have had game time. None of them have even hit the nets in Australia.
True.
It's only these people who have hit the nets and Drew Jurel towards the end to give kind of a psychological um like advantage over. I mean, not psychological. I mean, just to play Rishabh Pant psychologically that your place is also in contention for a grab, and Drew Jurel can replace you anytime. So these kind of things have been happening, having 8 captains in last 2 years,
Yeah.
so that you don't have there's no continuity. So there's a lot of things which are going around. I like looking at the current reports on Twitter and everything. I very much see Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli will be playing the England series. They
Yeah.
will be playing because same. I mean the reasons which I have given, because you don't have any players in the back.
True.
to give them because you have not given. You have given Rajat Patidar was there in the England series. After that, I mean, you have to back players. Na.
True.
You don't have Virat Kohli in that team. You don't have a Pujara. You don't have a Ajinkya Rahane. So you need to back them until they become. You have not even backed those players. So you
True.
have got all new Nitish Kumar Reddy and these. I mean, Rajat Patidar was there in the squad. You didn't give him, and he's a proper Ranji player. He played also good.
True.
I think he
So yeah,
played
you
good for
you got
Rajasthan.
you both make two different kind of points, but I will I will end this podcast on my last two P on this is you moved on from Ajinkya Rahane and Pujara without having their replacements. So that's how you move on from Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma by giving those youngsters those chances in foreign pitches, and that's how you make big stars at as what Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli are now. That's the only way you can make players or break players that for that matter. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this podcast. Thank you so much everyone for joining us for this podcast this week. We will be back with the pre-match of the third T20I on Tuesday. So do chime in with your comments and do let us know how you feel about those videos.